Alright, today I wanted to share with you my media haul from two thrift stores. One is a local thrift store that I've showed many times before, the 3 for $1 records. And the other one is a local thrift store called the Union Gospel Mission Store. They sell records there for $1 and they sell CDs for a quarter. Some of the CDs they've been giving to me at better deals than I thought. That was, a quarter is pretty good. And then some of them they just did a quarter for the entire thing regardless of discs there. It's like, that's crazy. But you know what? These CDs have been sitting. If people are not going to buy stuff for $1 or a quarter or 3 for $1, I think that I should be the one that benefits from the, or maybe I'm not benefiting by getting the music. But we'll go through as fast as I can because I'm just so out of practice for media haul videos. So one of the things I want to show is a screenshot here. This is Rod McEwen Grand Tour Recorded Live. I'm not a big Rod McEwen fan. I think my dad probably was. But again, there was a lot of Rod McEwen stuff. A lot of women's folk music, if that's your thing. I'll say Joan Baez, but Helen Reddy and Judy Collins, and just lots of that kind of stuff. I can't think of all the female artists. There was not a lot of Streisand, but just lots of, kind of like 60s, early 70s female artists that, did something, and I've never heard that stuff ever again or ever in my lifetime. And I guess that if that was popular, that wouldn't be there. So I don't know what's going on there. Let's hurry up because I've been just wasting all your time here. Let's go through the media of the the things that people want to see first, and are the vinyl records here. So the first store I picked up, I love to tell the story, Hymns from the Tennessee Ernie Ford ABC television show. So I may remove the shrink or I may not. It looks pretty bad with the shrink, and then, take that off of there and put it in a slip if I decide to keep it. This has virtually no value because if I tried to sell it, I would be going backwards. I paid 3 for $1 for this one, and the most I can get is probably 50 cents out of this. So no sense in trying to sell that there. And there's all that good stuff. If you just want gospel music and 1960s era, kind of all that fun stuff, probably early to mid 60s. Don't know exactly when this came out here, and the vinyl looks like it isn't very good condition on the Capitol label there, so probably played once or twice and on Sunday or whatever. I have no idea. There's that one. Two others for 3 for $1. Rick Nelson in concert. Somebody originally had $5.99 on it. I don't know why. This is looks like in relatively playable condition, but it was previously released on Decca, so this is probably some sort of reissue. Looks very 70s, with a red light in the background there. Lots of record covers had that. Rick Nelson tragically died, in the 80s, I think it was. Son of Ozzie and Harriet Nelson, I believe. I don't know all these things here. For whatever reason, somebody put it in a Dot record sleeve, so that has to go. I don't have too many Dot albums there, and there is this one, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape other than my fingerprints. It's got that rainbow thing that you see on lots of the Who records there from that particular time period. I may not like any of these, and I might just 86 them. So there's that one there. One last 3 for $1 record, and then I got two more. My eyes are starting to itch here. So we have the Flip Wilson Show with special guest David Frost. I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not here. I always thought that flip was kind of cool there. And then it's got a flip here, so I get it. There's a hole punched in it here, so you can see there's like the hole punch right there, the cutout. There's Mr. Flip on the back there. So there is old Uncle Flippy right there, and there is Mr. Flip. And I didn't understand this because he had some interesting costume changes, and this was just a little bit before my time. So we'll look at the vinyl here, and it looks like other than a couple of fingerprints on the edge there when somebody grabbed it, more than likely there might be a little melting spot there, but it doesn't affect anything. And it's on Little David right there. So this one here was probably played once or twice. If it's a comedy album or some sort of variety special type thing, somebody just might have listened to it once and that was it. Now we got two vinyl records from the Dollar Record Place, the Union Gospel Mission Store, and so I found this one first here. I don't remember which, this one here, and this one had a label on it, and now a good fraction of the records have these labels on it. I don't know if it came from a radio station or somebody's personal collection, and this said SOU on here. That's short for South. They didn't have enough ink to put TH on there. So anyway, this was Joe South, and unfortunately, I'd never seen this cover before, the best hits of Joe South, and there was also Joe South Volume 1 or 2 or whatever, I don't know, there was a bunch of those. And this is on Playback Records, and sadly, this one's dated 1985, and why is this one in such bad condition? I have no idea. Just absolutely just gross. There's just fingerprints everywhere and scratches and all that kind of fun stuff. So if this plays anything, but this is just probably toast, and I wasted $1 on that one. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. You know, I can't give it away. You know, even if it plays in good condition, somebody's saying, I don't want that. I don't want to ruin my record collection with that. Again, what do you do with these things? You know, the Flip Wilson is have no value either. Then we got this one here, which is in relatively mint condition, except for a big corner crunch there. But again, when you're paying $1, you cannot complain. In very Windham Hill fashion, William Ackerman, guitar player. It takes a year, and there's a lot of praise on the internet for this. This is from the 70s or 80s, a very Windham Hill looking cover there. I like these records that look like they just belong to the set. I just like these. And then there is Mr. Ackerman right there. Don't know if he's still alive. Distributed by A&M Records. William Ackerman, 1977. So somewhere in that particular time frame there. And this is recorded at Mantra Studios, San Mateo, California. So just up the road a piece from where I used to live, I want to say. Very, very cool. I listened to this, and there's like 100,000 views or something on this particular piece of music, and unfortunately on the video, and I think there's only like 3 comments or something like that, and some guy said this guy was a genius, or he loves his guitar tones there. So it's just nice relaxing music, and one of my favorite things about these record releases, if you get a good copy here, they have these nice inner sleeves here, which should not be a problem. I think just my greasy fingerprints have got on there, or somebody's greasy fingerprints have gotten on there when I looked at it. Oh, they're mine. I've just got some oily fingerprints today, so I shouldn't be touching anything. And the vinyl is in good condition. Windham Hill Records and Tapes, and it's got the list of all the different ones you could get at that particular time there. Probably Liz Story's, yeah, Liz Story right there, and I have that one, and I have a couple other ones. I think I got some George Winston ones. These are not popular, these are not valuable, and one of these I actually got for free, and so that was good. And they don't have any value on Discogs. I think you have to pay like anywhere between $1 and $5 for the LPs, and then usually have to pay $5 for shipping, so you're stuck at $10, and something that you can't even give away. But again, for those people who had a rough 2025, this is the kind of music that you want to listen to so you can lower your blood pressure. You can also lower your blood pressure by speaking clearly as well too, so you don't raise it when you're like, oh, I'm trying to make a video. Dar, gar, 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 gar. Let's get to the CDs because they suck even more than the records here. So we've got a bunch of, now again, these were 25 cents a piece. I spent $3.50, so there's $2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 3. And then she only charged me $0.25 for this entire stack here. It was all taped together. She said, great, and she just charged me $0.25 for that. Some of the clerks would go 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. These are all brand new factory sealed. The story of Mozart in words and music. 1 hour of music with narration. I might listen to one of these and see if it's any good. And then, yeah, like I said, I think somebody had, I don't know why they taped it, but that was bank error in my favor, so I'm happy. So that's really cool. And if you don't know, I don't sell classical music, but I have an outlet to give it to people that might be interested in it. So there's that one there. Now let's go through the rest of them. 25-year celebration of Mannheim Steamroller, 2 CDs in here by Chip Davis. Nothing all that outstanding, but I've never seen it. It's one of those things that Goodwill would charge me $3 or $4 for because, oh, it's got an extra CD. You know what extra CDs means? That means deluxe, and deluxe means dollars for Goodwill store. Would you pay $3 for this? Maybe if you were on some sort of medicine, but no. It doesn't even say well, I guess you have to read the booklet and figure it out here. But I was hoping Toccata would be in there because that's one of my favorite songs there. Haven't looked at this at all. You know, Fresh Air 3 was one of my favorites. Let's see if I can get a CD out here. And the CD tells me absolutely nothing. Just says some stuff on there. Somebody listened to it probably once or twice and said, you know what, yeah. Trying to figure out who the person that would have bought this, somebody, you know, yeah. So there's that one there. Then we've got Sting and the Police. Every once in a while, aside from the unknown artists and the local musicians, you get something like Sting and the Police. Somebody left it there because the disc wasn't in very good condition, but I've been just took my finger there and wiping off dust. It's a little scratchy, but to listen to it will be just fine. And there is Sting and the Police. You know, I'm not exactly sure. Messages in a bottle. So yeah, good stuff to listen to there. I like Sting and the Police, so that's great. Then we've got this one here. This is Eliza Rickman. Don't know who Eliza Rickman is, but she's somewhere between Regina Spektor and I have no idea what. So one of those piano singer-songwriter type things, you know. There's some other one. I can't think of the video who did it. The lady that was on the piano the whole video through the whatever. Something like that. So lots of vocals in there, you know, probably orchestras and cellos in the background and stuff like that. Very artistic looking cover there with dandelions across the eye. No idea. But I picked it up because it was autographed by Eliza Rickman. So if I should know who that is, then let me know. Then we have everybody's favorite, Living Books, User's Guide, blah, 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 Arthur's Birthday. So if you're a favorite of Arthur and Mark Brown and all that fun stuff, there is Arthur. This is on Broderbund or something, so who knows if it was a computer CD, what the heck it was. But there's Arthur's Birthday, and there is Arthur himself. Fantastic. Then we end up with the Wasteland Kings. There was a lot of these cardboard CDs. Lots and lots and lots of those. All kinds. Some of them were autographed. I probably could have grabbed 5 autographs from that store. Again, if you know what you're doing, you can actually remove the inscription on some of these things here if they didn't bleed through. Just take a dry erase marker and a Kleenex or some sort of sock or whatever rag you don't want to worry about, and then you can get rid of the inscription on a lot of these things. But if it is a matte finish, all bets are off. But if it's on like a nice glossy one like that, you might be able to get rid of it, or you could at least minimize it. Just stay away from the autograph. So this one's got some weird selections. This has got Rex's Blues, History, Bleed. It says Old Reb, it says Why Do I, Hiding, Codeine, Wait, Cocaine Blues, Hanging Around, and Burn This Place. They're from 2008. No idea what the heck this even is. I mean, should I know who the Wasteland Kings are? No clue. I just don't know a lot of music by name. So that was just a fun little thrift trip. And nothing special, nothing great, nothing I can sell. I just have to either throw this away or give it away if I don't like it, or repurpose the cover. If Joe South turns out it's just royally scratched, it could be another divider in my collection, or I could just basically cut up the cover and somebody's like, oh man, you ruined a Joe South record. Well, somebody else ruined it before I got to it. So I want to just finish off with that. I don't want to take your time or blah, blah, blah. Oh, and I guess I was supposed to have the obligatory Funko Pop in the background. You know, when everybody does their videos, you like to just have a Funko Pop in the background for just absolutely no apparent reason whatsoever. So, I don't know. This is a Loot Crate exclusive or something like, ooh, boy. That is fun. So, that is my media haul. I know it basically just, is just embarrassing, but what am I to do? Am I going to go to an antique store and pay $20 for a record that's only worth $1 or $5? I could have done that a couple weekends ago. There was just tons of $5 records that you're scratching your heads like, this is dumb. So, dumb video, and thank you for watching.